Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hopefully you guys have had a swell day so far. It is like 6 o'clock in the evening. It's almost dark out, but I did get my big brake kit in the mail today. Or not even in the mail. Brian Hasty from Fast Brakes came and dropped it off to me while I was at work today. So right off the bat, I'm going to just tell you guys that I'm not 100% sure these calipers are going to clear my wheels. So before this whole video really actually gets kicking, before it gets too dark out, I'm going to pull the car forward quick, pop a wheel and a caliper off, and try and test fit one of these calipers really quick. See if it clears. If it does, then we'll move this on to tomorrow and we'll continue the adventures. But yeah, I want to make sure that it fits before I even bother trying to make a video. Alright, so just looking at it right off the bat, that's already a huge size increase, and that's not even with the new rotor on. I am going to have to trim my dust shield a little bit, maybe even take it off, but yeah, let's throw the wheel on quick, see if it clears. Alright, so it actually clears pretty darn good too. So, let me try and get some light in here for you, but yeah. It's really hard to see, but yeah, there we go. Got probably about a 3/4 inch clearance, and that's with the wheel actually tightened down. So yeah, I still gotta trim the dust shield for sure, but that's awesome. I'm freaking stoked. Clears the spokes by like a 1/2 inch, so it's cutting it close, but it does fit. And these are, if you're all wondering, 97 to 01 CRV calipers, which are the same exact thing as Integra Type R calipers, and these are Enkei RPF1 16x7 with a positive 43 offset. So if you're looking to do this same setup, then it will fit. You know what? It's literally 6:08 right now, and it's pitch black out. So I'm gonna just say I don't want to wait till tomorrow. I know these fit now, and I got nothing going on tonight other than playing Xbox. So I'm going to go ahead and slap these calipers on right now, get the new rotors put on, and then I'll bleed the brakes in the morning because Giovanni's going to come over and we're going to go skate for a bit. So I'll have some help then. But as for now, I want to get like the hard part out of the way. So if you guys have never replaced calipers before, it's literally just, you can remove the whole assembly as one. 2 big nuts on the back, and then your brake line. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing here, and then I'll just try and get the camera in there a little bit. But really simple, should go pretty quick. Alright, so got the rotor. This is a Mini Cooper 11-inch rotor, I believe. So I already cleaned it off, because you know how rotors come with that residue on there, so that they don't rust. And just like that, rotor slides right into place. It's a direct fit, and yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put my lugs on to hold it in place. That way I make sure I get everything lined up, so that way I can make sure the dust shield and stuff isn't scraping before I get everything put together and whatnot. So taking a real quick coffee break because it is getting chilly out. And I apologize for the dirt stash. I am shaved, it's just I have stubble coming in, and obviously I'm the welder down at Hasport, so if you're obviously working with metal all day, especially metal that's been cut on a laser, you get dust and dirt all over your gloves, and then you just, you know, wipe your nose type thing, and then yeah, you end up with a dirt stash like this. So don't make fun of me. So yeah, coffee quick. If you guys don't have one of these like Keurig cup things so you can like add your own coffee, then you're not experiencing life. Alright, we got coffee. We're good to go. Let's get back to it. Alright, so now I'm going to just throw the caliper back on here. And I do apologize if I get in the shot. It's kind of a small work area. Alright, so got the caliper on, got the caliper opened with by unbolting the slide pins, obviously. So I'm gonna be sure to grease up the backside of your pad though, because you don't want it to squeak and stuff. So I'm gonna do that really quick. I got some Pennzoil high temp brake and caliper grease and stuff, so I'll rub that on here and we'll assemble this back up, and then we'll swap the brake lines over. or the banjo fitting. It's just the one, so it'll be good. It'll be easy. Alright, so got the pads seated in there. So yeah, just close this all up. Put the bolt back in the top here, and then pop the cap off the back, and slap in this new banjo bolt with the brake line off the old caliper, and then this side will be good to go. Put the wheel back on, obviously, and then we'll be ready to bleed it in the morning. Alright, this side's all good to go. I got the brake line put on, so unfortunately this caliper being much bigger, my brake line does not sit in the same place, and it is already formed, and it is a steel braided line, so I really can't bend it anymore. So I'm gonna have to just try and find a way to zip tie this to one of these holes right here, so that way it's just kind of at least more out of the way. But this is all good. It's good for the wheel to go back on, but I'm gonna just go ahead and do the other side now. I'm gonna just do the other side without filming it, because obviously it's the same as this side. So that, and it's just really difficult at night to get camera angles because I have to be like light and me not in the way, and very time consuming. So I'll just get this done, and we'll see you guys in the morning, and we will get these bled and go skate. So welcome back to day 2, or the next day, or whatever you want to say. So I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, but look at everything right now. It's all foggy. This is the first time I've ever seen fog, like in southern Arizona, like the Phoenix area. Cars are completely condensed. So weird. I've never ever seen that before. Feels like I'm back in Wisconsin or something. I mean, this happens up north, but obviously, but never down here, right? So I got the brake kit finished up being installed last night, so this is the obviously driver's side, and then come over here. Passenger side is all good as well, and yeah, just needs to be bled. So Giovanni is supposed to be coming by here. Shoot, he said around 8:30, so I'm gonna presume 9:30. But once he gets here, we're gonna bleed the brakes and go skate, which I don't really know. Kind of depends on how the weather is now, because if it's gonna be like this everywhere, then I don't know if I really want to try and skate in this. And I'm still sick. This cold is getting the best of me. Freaking sucks. I've been drinking Dayquil, and that stuff is so gross. Oh, but I also picked up Brian Hasty, who I got, the guy from Fast Brakes that I bought the brake kit from. He had this big old sheet of ABS plastic laying around, so he just gave it to me. So, it's not super thick, but it is thick enough that I can make some delete plates for my radio and for my vent, so I can properly mount, or more easily, safely, whatever, mount my 2 gauges. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm still kind of working out the details right now. I'm going to think of it during whatever, and just try and experiment. But yeah, essentially this gauge is going to stay here because the power harness on this gauge is extremely short, and I just don't feel like extending it. And that gauge I like over there anyway, because I like having them one on each side. It just makes me feel cool. So I'll figure it out though. But I at least got some plastic. I'll give people a little bit of an update. How's it running?
Oh, it's been running fine.
Yeah. So everybody talking crap because we didn't deck the head. We got lucky. He hasn't lost any coolant, he said, so I'm not going to pop the top because he just obviously drove here. But yeah, all seems to be well for him. No complaints yet.
Yeah, there's only one little thing that I have noticed actually, and that's that just because it's super old, this line right here.
Oh,
it cracked at the bottom because it's just so, you know, fragile.
Yeah,
so,
it's all hardened.
Yeah, so it's got a little coolant that leaks out of that, so that's all I gotta do. But
yeah,
it's like minimal, and I popped the cap off and no coolant loss.
Not all frothy or milky or anything like that anymore. Oil's all good still.
No, I drive it to work at like 1 in the morning, and it's like kind of freezing at that time now, so the condensation, a little bit of smoke, but like once it's done driving.
But it's not like billowing like it's blown again.
Exactly.
So
it's just like normal condensation kind of smoke.
Yeah.
But then you don't get it throughout the rest of the day once it's been started up. So
there's your answer to anybody who is actually genuinely curious about Giovanni's hatch, and for everybody just talking crap, proved you wrong. So now with him here, we can get these brakes bled really quick, I don't really think I plan on driving the car really today because I don't have windshield wipers first off. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't have wipers, so it's obviously very wet outside today, so that might be an issue. But we'll at least get them bled. I might have to spin around the block regardless just to kind of... I gotta seat the pads, so I'm gonna have to drive it today. So I'll have to do it later this afternoon after it's cleared up because all this fog and crap is supposed to clear up here in a couple hours. But for now, we'll at least get some pedal pressure and then figure out something else to do. Ready to start bleeding the brakes. I just filled the reservoir again with the fluid since I lost most of it when I put the calipers on. So I got it set up right here in my little bottle and everything. Giovanni's gonna pump the brakes for me. You guys know how to do this. I don't need to tell you how to do it. So we're just gonna get this done quick and go about the day. All right, pump it 5 times and hold. Hold it. Just the rear brakes are good. Like I expected, they had pretty much no air in them. So onto the front now. Go ahead and pump.
Holding.
Again.
Holding.
Again. Alright, so the brakes bled just fine. They feel pretty good, so now we just gotta finish putting this together, and then I gotta set the pads, or embed the pads as you would call it. So like I said, I'm gonna give it probably another 30 minutes or so. It's already starting to get sunny out again, so once it's sunny, go out on the back road a few miles over there and embed the pads, and should be good. Alright, letting the car warm up a little bit right now, and gonna go seat the brake pads quick. Taking Giovanni with me because he's never done it, so I'm gonna teach him how to do it. And you're good to go. I'm excited to feel the pedal. It doesn't feel at stop right here. It doesn't feel any harder, which is good, which is what I was hoping for, because it's already hard enough to press the pedal with no booster. So, but after I'm moving and the brakes are heat up, we'll see how it feels. We're out on a back road now. Unfortunately, there's some cars right behind me, so I'm gonna give it a hard brake, turn around, and then we'll just make our way down the road doing our 50-ish to 10-ish mile-an-hour stops. So if you guys haven't done this, then now's your chance to learn. And if you have, then you can just skip ahead. But we can do it, right? There's a little. All right, we're going about 55-ish right now. Alright, first stop done. Oh boy, that was a bump and a half. And of course there's a car. These things are third stop in, and they're already starting to really bite. I'm not liking my air-fuel ratios though. 14s, 15s. Oh my gosh. This is like, honestly, I've never had like this type of compound before. I've always just used O'Reilly's pads. So the fact that it's actually stopping and like really stopping the hotter they're getting is like so sick. Like I am standing on the brakes and these things are not locking. That's so sick. Dang. Alright, so I just did, I don't know, I probably did like 20, I don't know, I was just kind of having fun with it. These things actually like legit bite, so I'm sure a lot of you guys have had better pads and stuff, but like I said, I've only ever had O'Reilly's pads, so to have pads that after 4 or 5 stops don't just glaze over and feel like ice, this is amazing for me. I'm so stoked. So we're just giving it the cool down time right now, just making a lap around the block, and should be pretty good to go. Kind of sucks that there's a lot of traffic, so I'm sure I've upset a few people by slamming the brakes and then getting going and slamming the brakes, but we're good. Now that we got the brakes all good, we just went and had some lunch. Giovanni's gonna find something to tinker with on his car, and I am going to cut this section off over, getting rid of this, filling it with ABS plastic, and then same for right next to the mirror switch over that way. And gonna try and get this as clean as I can, but no promises to be made. Worst comes to worst, this is already damaged anyway. All the bolt holes are broken, it's cracked right here, so really can't lose too much by doing this. I'll have to find another one at a junkyard or something anyway, but I just need something to mount my gauges to like properly, so this should be pretty cool, and I'm gonna use it as a radio block off too. And yeah, I'll try and figure it out. All right, so after messing around with the plastic for a while, I got the oil pressure gauge all mounted up. So I'm gonna just glue this in place, or epoxy it or whatever. But let me kind of show you what I did to the dash. So I just trimmed with whatever that tool is called. I just trimmed the edge off here, trimmed the edge off here, and then just kind of used it as a trace to make the ABS or whatever, as to cut it, like how to cut it. So obviously it's not perfect, but I got it as good as I want it. And it's a pretty tight fit, so it's gonna rest right in there, just like that. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this side, except for my wideband. I'm gonna have more centered than anything, so that way when I add different gauges over here later, I can have them offset, you know. But I want it centered because with it right here, I have to like look around my steering wheel in order to actually see the gauge, and I don't like that because the oil pressure lights up pretty darn well. It's pretty much out of the way of the steering wheel, but this one, yeah, I need this a little bit more centered, so I'm gonna just kind of make my template or whatever and get this done, and I'll show you guys once I got it ready. So this right here is obviously going to be the biggest section for like the HVAC or whatever you want to call it. The climate control, this is a block off plate. I'm gonna put the air-fuel ratio right in the center edge of the hole. But basically, let me just kind of show you what I've been doing here to do this. So I took the initial cutout right here, which is what I cut off, and then I just went over to my sheet of plastic, traced a general square, cut it out, and then I got as close to my edges that I made with my marker as I could, and then I just kept going back and forth to the car and making my adjustments. And then I was using a razor blade to get all like the debris off, and then I was just using this 80 grit sandpaper to shape it and really get it down. I just hold it with my hand and scrape it around. So now it's pretty much perfect, except for you'll see here on the center console, or sorry, the climate control, that the top here has a smaller lip than the bottom. So what I'm doing is I made two of these little spacers, one for the middle, one for the side here, and I'm going to plastic weld them like that, so that way it pushes the bottom piece out so it's more flush with this, so it's a more tight fit. So I'm going to plastic weld those, and the way I plastic weld is I just have a soldering iron right there. So I'm going to plug in the soldering iron, heat it up, and then basically just hold it just like that, and then just run the soldering iron against it, just kind of melt it together. I'm no young static, but I'm giving it my best shot. He's truly inspiring. So yeah, I'm gonna put this together, and get my hole drilled, get the gauge slid through. I went to Harbor Freight and picked up a hole saw set, and they don't have the right size whatever it's called, hole saw. So I'm using a 2-inch bit, and I'm using the sandpaper to expand the hole. And yeah, it looks, I got the other one glued in, so it looks mint. Not the best work, but you know, I'm stoked on it nonetheless. So with the gauges all done up, it's a lot later in the day than I anticipated. So we're gonna go skate right now. Just swing by the gas station, get some water, some Gatorade or something, and a snack, and hit up the local park for a little bit. I've become addicted to taquitos, the pork chili taquitos from Circle K. They're so good. so lazy. First, kid. Really slippery. Hey, what if I just double? That's hard on my ankle. Oh, gave her the beans. Oh, I didn't unlock my car. Kind of helps if I do that.
The 10K board.
10K board. Wonder if I should just give it away or something. Like as a subscriber giveaway for the 10K, because I didn't do anything for the 10K.
You could do that.
I could do that.
You could do that.
Alright guys, so that's going to wrap up this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We got the big brake kit from Fast Brakes installed. So again, to reiterate, that is 97 to 01 CRV calipers, Mini Cooper 11-inch rotors, and StopTech Sport brake pads. And then we got the little, I don't even know what to call them, block-off plates maybe, whatever, for the climate control and the vent and stuff. I got to go to a junkyard and pull a vent for the passenger side because I can't really form it because it's kind of slanted, like curves around the side of the dash a bit, and there's a gap on the bottom, and just too much of a hassle to try and make it myself, so I'd rather just find one at a yard or something. And then I went and skated a bit, so hopefully you guys stuck around to the end. If you did, thank you so much. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and stick around. I do a lot of videos on the Integra, on the Del Sol, on skating, just a bit of everything. And then also, if you guys want to just hit that like button, that'd help me out. If you want to go pick up a sticker, still got, shoot, I don't know, about 15, 20 left. The link will be in the description, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.